Here is Representative Sam Liccardo. I'm not familiar with him, but he is a member of the House Financial Services Committee hearing. Who is he talking to here?
Miss Morgan Harper.
Oh, Morgan Harper. So she's at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau before Russell Vought came in and decimated it. There is a lot of this going on, folks. There's so much news. Like, there are scandals. The eighth, like, if you were to list out the scandals with this administration, the 8th or 10th biggest scandal in any other administration, certainly within the context of a Democratic administration, would be page one news for half a week. We in the Judiciary Committee, the Republicans are going to vote to nominate Emma Beauvais, or whatever, who a Republican-appointed, Donald Trump-appointed prosecutor has, as a whistleblower, accused of plotting to ignore federal judges' demands. And then they covered it up within the DOJ, and this guy is now trying to become a judge, and the Republicans don't care. I mean, this is huge. The Department of Justice is the top federal law enforcement authority in the country, and they were plotting on how to ignore a federal judge wishes, or I should say orders. So there's a lot of corruption. Here is Sam Liccardo, again, Democrat from California, in the House Financial Services Committee, walking through what has happened in the wake of Trump destroying the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and just how much Trump got in return for it.
Bank of America and JP Morgan were both under investigation regarding the Zelle network, regarding a failure to reimburse customers that were defrauded by scam artists. And
pause it right there, right there. Okay, look, these banks offer this system to transfer money. There's fees associated with it, et cetera, et cetera. They don't make it secure enough. People get scammed. They don't provide enough warning. People get scammed. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says, look, you have a responsibility. If you deploy a technology that's going to save you a ton of money, make you a ton of money, you have a responsibility to your customers to make sure it's secure. Make sure the whole process is secure. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is like, you've got to make these people whole. You know, it's like, if somebody fraudulently writes a check, one of your checks, and they go and cash it, the bank is responsible to make you whole because you've been defrauded and it's their system that was set up to identify you. People forget this. Most people don't use checks anymore. So the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau went to these and like, we got to make people whole. We're going to sue you for it. But watch what happened.
Bank of America and JP Morgan were both under investigation regarding the Zelle network, regarding a failure to reimburse customers that were defrauded by scam artists. And that action was taken to the CFPB. And what was the result of that action?
Those are also among the cases that have been dismissed.
And Bank of America contributed to Donald Trump and his inauguration, didn't they?
Yes.
Was it $500,000?
I believe so.
And JP Morgan, another $1 million?
Yes.
And Capital One, the evidence from the CFPB indicated they may have cheated customers out of as much as $2 billion. Capital One contributed $1 million to Trump's inauguration.
Also true.
And what happened as a result to the CFPB case?
They got their case dismissed.
I am puzzled as to why we're having this hearing. As we're watching the defunding of the financial police happening, over the last several months and weeks. All I have heard is criticism of whatever happened in the last administration. And I'm sure there's plenty of criticism that's legitimate against the last administration. I don't understand why we're still spending time on whatever happened in the last administration when we know what's happening under this administration is so corrupt and so clearly undermining the interests of every American consumer. I hope that our next hearing is going to actually focus on protecting American consumers and what we can do now and prospectively with a CFPB that has been utterly gutted as the Republicans continue to defund the financial police.
I don't think so.
I wonder if that's a coincidence. I wonder if when the Republicans realize that they're defunding the financial police and that a lot of people who were sued, found guilty of ripping off consumers, who then subsequently donated a ton of money to sort of like outside expenditures, if you will, of the Trump administration, they're getting away with it. I wonder if when the Republicans find out about this, whether they'll do something.
Oh, Law and Order. I genuinely think it's a non-trivial part of the Trump coalition is scammers.
Oh my God, the whole thing is built on that.
Yeah, like, I mean, from Capital One down to people who, like, do phishing emails.
Oh, are you getting more calls? Because our information can be sold now much easier than it was 7 months ago. They're going to destroy the direct file with the IRS. I mean, they're just making life so much worse for people, immiserating people. Again, this all can fall in the same rubric of privatizing the profits and socializing the cost. When you get rid of IRS direct file, the profits go to the lobbyists from HR Block, to go to HR Block, who have been lobbying for stuff like this. Zoom tax or whatever it is. I can't even remember the name now. Turbo tax, Zoom tax. And it just costs you money. It costs society money. And not just in cash, in time too. And it's less efficient for our government, but that's not the point. That's all that's happening here. Median literacy, Vergonia on any pro-life voting voter supporting these Medicaid cuts. Dave from Jamaica, did you guys get to cover that Bill Ackerman's daughter is Marxist? Seems to be the reason why he's lost his mind.
So everyone needs to read the New York Magazine profile on Bill Ackman, where, among other things, he points out that he's a believer in nominative determinism, which means how you're named decides the sort of path you face in life. So the guy who wrote that was named Reeves. Bill Ackman heard that as Reed, and he's like, Reed, you write. And he also said, I'm Ackman, activist man. So that's the kind of person we're dealing with. And also, he does all those long tweets from an elliptical.
Oh, but it sounds like he's going to have to pay the bill for his ridiculous tweet. That is so dumb. Is his middle name Dumb? Bill Dumb Ackerman. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.